2010 Hyundai Sonata. We're going to change the CV drive axle. Going to be using this APW. Got it on rockauto.com, and we're going to get started removing the right tire. So this should be a good video. Alright, first things first. Well, we are eventually going to have to take this off, right? Which is the axle. But we have to get to it first. So we're going to take out the brake, the caliper, and the bracket. I'm going to try to take it off as one unit. So in here, there's probably some, I think I feel it, 14 millimeter bolts holding this whole unit together. So let's get to it. Okay, so it is 17 millimeter. I'm gonna put some light and hopefully you can see it. So here's that there, and that's the 17 millimeter. Hopefully you can see that. The other 17 millimeter, I was like, it's got to be, well, it's right behind this upper control arm, I guess. So it's right, and then this one will be hard to see, but basically it's right in there. So we might have to just, nothing too much, just move the brake lines a little bit, but nothing crazy. So 17 millimeter though, 17 millimeter. All right. All right, first that brake line, 12 millimeter. It's just a bracket holding it. All right, see, that came loose, and that came loose. All right, so now we should have, it's still hard to see, clear way to get to that 17 millimeter with maybe a slight extension. All right, again, I really do like showing you what I'm doing, but this one's hard to show. So I got the 17 millimeter in there, turned this a little bit so that I can get in there, and there it comes. So hopefully this will take all this in, you know, and I don't have to mess with the brakes. Although, we'll see. Alright, there it is, the 17 millimeter. Now, I'm not worried about this dropping, because I see that the strut is actually hooked up to the arm, and so that's going to hold it in place. So normally I put something under here to make sure it catches it. Alright, so here's the next one right there. It's a little hidden. Alright, I'm going up, so couple taps. Alright, there, came loose, right? Okay, now I need to grab it with what mechanics use all the time, clothes hanger, so I'm not pulling on the lines. So should have had that with me, so let me go get it. Alright, that's how you use the clothes hanger, to make sure that is not in the way and it's not pulling on the brake line, which you do not want it to be doing anyway. Alright, so we'll see what else we have to take off, but now we need to concentrate on that bad boy. So Looks like we have to pick up the pin. Okay, there comes that pin. Alright. I don't know, 24, 25? Or was I off? 32. Let's see if it'll come out nicely. Or do I have to... There it is. Actually, the rotor comes out first. Got ahead of myself. Okay. I'm going to show you how to take out those, and you very carefully. We do it with a hex drill. Alright, so I use this one because you see how it hammers it? And there's so many times. See, this one looks all kind of stripped. But it's just much easier to use this. This one's a impact driver, right? And so it's not a drill. You just put in these hex, options. Anyway, that'll save you from stripping that. All right, we're closer here. It looks like, unfortunately, it's moving, but we're gonna have to remove either this one or this one. So the rack and pinion, or the upper control arm, so we can actually move this out of the way. Alright, so down here there's also a ball joint, right? So I got these 2 points here, 1 point up there. It's like, I don't know which one to take out. I'm trying to do the simplest possible so it just moves enough. And I bet you it's going to be the rack and pinion, because that will move it out of the way. Yeah, I think it's this guy. All right, I'm going to go for this one because this one seems like the easiest. And then also I can get my... Oh, I can barely get my power tool in here. Alright, now I might need a ball joint separator, and it looks like I will. I'm going to try to give it a couple taps, and this time, no, it won't fall. Yeah, either way, I'm going to do two things. I know it won't fall because it's hooked up right here, but I'm going to put something underneath anyway. And either way, I got to get ball joint separators. So, seems like that would be the easiest. I think that's going to drop this enough and open up this way where I can remove that out. Alright, I was just banging on it. So I just banged on it and it just came right out. So you do not need a ball joint separator. Just bang on it sideways. Do not bang on the bolt, and it looks like it's enough to, it looks like it does want to drop a little bit. Oh no, it doesn't want to drop at all. Make sure nothing's attached here. And I brought the tire in here to have it sit on the tire, so let's take a look. Alright, so laying it on the tire, pulling this out. Is there enough room? Well, it looks like there might be. A little twisting and turning, and you have to fight with it. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be real close. Yeah, the tire doesn't do much to it. Do I have to take the other one out? right. So, you don't, it looks like I won't have to, right? We'll see, we'll find out. But what I did notice is this ball joint down here is held by these 14 millimeters, maybe 15. And actually, I can remove those two really easy. Now I don't have to remove the ball joint. So I might want to do that anyway, after the fact. So that's a hint. Let's take those off. Seem pretty simple to take off. And like I said, you won't have to mess with that. Yep. Uh-oh, careful with this brake line. But yeah, that loose. See, the ball joint's still in here. So that's a good move, except this brake line, it wants to pull. Oh no, it's like, it's ABS or something. So we're gonna move this to the other side and move it around. There you go, so that we're not tugging on it. Okay. Clear view. See if we can get that sucker out. So before I move on, the question is, do you really have to take this ball joint out? And the answer might be no. I think just removing these and then moving that, it'll open up. So you probably did not have to take this one off. So better for you. And that's because they're under, you don't need any ball joint separator. So that's a good design. I like that. All right, let's get in there and see if we can't yank this sucker out. Okay, so put a drip pan in case some of the transmission fluid comes out. But these are just, get something in there to help wedge it. Pull on this side. Oh, I think it's coming out. Yeah, it's separating. Pull one side, push the other, make sure your knuckles are clear. And you don't want to do too much, force because, there are some sensitive parts, but there it comes. Alright, I finally pulled it out, and it just jammed it out. But there's quite a bit of fluid falling. Alright, so it's going to get a fluid change while I'm at it. Alright, now I'm interested, can I get through this horseshoe looking thing? So let's go upstairs and pull that out while that drains, and definitely it's going to get a change while I'm down here. Okay, so the horseshoe looking thing is the strut bracket, and here it comes, and yay, no crazy design. Alright, there is the CV axle. I have a suspicious feeling mine is bent, and that's why I'm changing it. I get vibrations. Alright, time to put it in. Should be a lot easier. Same 32 millimeter new bolts, so that'd be nice. Looks a little different, looks a little thinner. So I don't know how that's going to affect it. Alright, grease. High temperature metal, what touches metal. So definitely going to put some grease here where the groove is. But here's another trick. This pin likes to move around and it's hard to get in there. So I'm going to put a little bit of grease around here to hold that pin in place while we get it in. So that's next. That just gets the pin in place while we push it in. Alright, let's put it back in. Alright, now we're going to have to tap it from the front. Alright, here's where it would help to have more than one person. So I'm going to have to, little by little, check it. But basically straighten everything out. And then it's just going to hammer in. Now let's go underneath, take a look, and repeat. Okay, you know what? I was doing that and I came down here and I pushed it in and slid right in, so it's in good. So that wasn't too bad. That grease around that ring really helps it because it keeps that ring from going down, so it just keeps it. I turned it a little bit and then slid right in, so not bad. Alright, let's keep going. Gotta change this fluid. Alright, a little bit of grease here. You know, just metal touches metal. My dad always said, put a little grease wherever the metal touches the metal. Alright, now we're gonna get everything back in place. And at the same time, put this guy back in there. And that one back in. So, a little bit of a dance here. Alright. That was the first step. Now, it's a matter of getting... Alright, tighten these up a little bit. We're going to go torque everything later. So right now I'm just putting everything in place. This little torque wrench comes in handy. Alright. This guy, I have to move around a little bit. I think I moved it on accident. Yep. Alright. So that bolt joint is easy because that's not the pressurized one. Okay, now up here shouldn't be too bad, but that one we will have to torque it up there really well. Alright. Alright. Looks like we're back. So now and remember, I'm gonna come back with the torque. See what to torque this down at. So I'm just finger tightening everything. Back to the brakes. I'm gonna go wash my hands a little bit before I touch those brakes. Brakes look good though. So coming back together pretty nicely. By the way, remember I told you the bracket, it actually goes through the upper control arm. It's an interesting design. I haven't seen too many like that. Alright, now this screw, gotta make sure it's lined up. Nope. Alright, there. And again, all this does is it just holds it in place while the tire goes on. So that this is really a lot of rotors don't even have that screw there. Yeah, that screw always likes the strip too. All right. I'll get that back into place. There you go. And let's get the 17 millimeters. That one is hard to get. This one back here, I have to move this over it, get underneath. It's a lot of feel. Alright, so it's worth spending a little time here showing you this design of where that bolt goes. So I'm going to get it in there. Again, I'm just going to hand tighten it with this little ratchet. But it does get you got to get in there a little bit. So there it goes. Yep. A little bit. Probably this little wobbly extension probably, came in handy. Although, no, well, yeah, you don't need this wobbly one. Okay, that's just hand tightened. These two I could put in, at the very end, because that's not going to get torqued now. Alright, got that one in. So, I am going to get all the torque specifications. I guess that's next. Because it looks like we got everything else in. Yeah, that's it. Alright, it looks like that's it. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have to get the torque specifications for the caliper bracket, this bolt, CV axle, the ball joint, and this upper control arm. So I'll get those torques specifications, and then we'll torque it all down. But I think we are done putting the CV axle on. All right, so we said this one upper control arm, set it to 30 foot-pounds, and okay, that one's already tight. So about 30 foot-pounds. Now the bracket, 17 millimeters, those two, between 47 and 54. So I set my torque to 50. Getting close. There you go. That's good enough. Let me make sure. Yeah, they're in there good. So about 50. This one is gonna get interesting because everything's in the way. All right. Yep, over 50. So, yeah, a little trouble moving those around, but as long as it's tight. All right, now let's get this one. I'm running, just nice and tight. Let's get to the ball joint. These, I believe, I'm gonna have to go find out what they are. It is a 17 millimeter. I gotta get the right torque. So I bet you it's around 80 foot-pounds, but we'll check. All right, these bottom two is 72 to 86. We'll split the difference. I've set mine up at 81, and that's quite a bit of torque. Might have to get the breaker bar because I'm at a kind of awkward. Oh, here we go. Only 70. All right, a little more. I'm gonna get the breaker bar because it is, you know, that'll just help me. All right, give me a lever and I can move the world. Nice and easy. Oh, going the wrong way. I was like, that's loosening. I gotta get in. Okay, here we go. 50, 60, 68, 78. Perfect. Other side, much easier. But they are nice and tight. You could just imagine how much this guy is gonna be. 30, 40, 47. 74. Perfect. All right. Those two are good to go. This guy, see what this bad boy is. All right, this one's 159 to 188 foot-pounds. So let's set it to 175. Let's set it to 175. Get down back to 170. Yeah, I mean, that's good enough, right? Yeah. All right, now. Oh, my wheels are spinning. I have to put the other wheel down the vehicle to get the other tire on the ground. 166, 183. Yeah, and the breaker bar is bending, so there you go. And looks like I have enough room to get that pin in there. Might have to move it a little bit more. And I'm over. There it is. Little turn. Alright. Sneak that one in. Alright. Alright. Everything is tightened back up except for that little, oh, where to put, okay, right here. This little guy, which 10mm doesn't require much. So, okay. That's it. Please like and subscribe. Every little bit helps. And have a great rest of your day. I'm going to change the transmission fluid and we'll see if the vibration went away. I'll be sure to put that in the comments.